she picks it up, she kick me up. And then it rattles, 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 rattles. She's got a hold on me, not in a tasty way. No, she's got a hold on me in a nasty way. She's got a hold on me, not in a tasty way. No, she's got a hold on me in a nasty way.
It's all coming from that dark shirt.
It's all coming from that dark shirt. Memory as a casual, as a laborer. Remembrances of ancestors kept in trinkets and tiny remains. That would matter in all, for there's a name nameless and there no records to find the smell of stories. It was the most grand from seed from seed. You would find a way of seeing. The shock is a record. To be honest, it's here. The dread caught in that hat, for this will be the madness. We have not built that lasting monument, a severe stone for the facing of the sea with the watery bone. We call these songs shrines of remembrance of our faithful descendants. I stand for the watch from the smoke, the curling to the sky for the memory of those devoured by the colder Atlantic. And every bruise I hear right in the darkness round. I seek the bow, kick to the clean in the belly for the implicable sea. Do not tell me it's not for the rights to be lamented, for not tell me it's tired if we don't. We will call it requiem. The scattering of my tribe for every reggae champion could be stepping down from the history of Babylon to hear the blue note. Lambing is sweet for the requiem of the countless of dead. Skanking the feet among them shells and the blue rainbow will be. We have faith in the making matters and lifted the sword for the fly into the days of the end. Good luck. Be this year. You'll be right. The last look for this to be hard. Then soften like you something old and sad in me. It's the left was shock to the floor. Shock for the understanding the whole earth is filled with the love of God. In the backwoods with the green light when it started like a blossom with white petals and soft pathways for the praying bird. Dipping into the nectar when the dart against darts. Among the tangled bushes and trees and my getting walking through the speck of the grudder. Drunk, slow murder, single reggae, baseline. Finding its melody with the melody for the soft perfume breath. Finding that narrow stream for the dog is slipping. My dip with the sweaty feet in the cool. Sitting in the womb with the space and this is the solid romantic will be the constructs of cone. It's all that I can muster from this the clouder for the screw tooth for the searching with the crooks. While the ranches and starting with the expectations in the house and trailing for the night that's not facing the child. But it will perpetuate the bitch with the heart and the breath for the root. I find that silver anywhere it's guarded for the silver boxes and the pillow tossing with the tongues and voices smashing brains sparkling with the square striking the balance and the knowledge of the bones of the rally and creeping with the second white light of the moon. I'm quickly kicking around the face into the poem. How easily everything of the revenue search starts to crumble with the walking in the stream. heart for that knows you. All things and nothing at all, and yet you still rise beyond for the others may fall. Tender after you are, but they're both tender and true. Celebration of life in the bloom, pure as a song for the melody and new. That fills the heart with the sweeter for the tune. For the lone you can be content with yourself, and you can never request. Unreal at ease with the life's wealth. Beyond brown eyes lives with the mind quite aware enough for the heart beyond beats inside for the wits to be the view of the fair. With the life strong and true, love pure as gold for the soul for the best and once we must live for the beholding of the taking in upon the forever until the time is done. There was nothing, never for the fair for the born under the sun. For this is the path where you can take for the way that you go for the bold. Strengthen your comfort for the life as you grow. For the questions, unaware about. For this I can only but tell. For the problems where you face your struggles as well. For the joy for that you can have the joy of the shown. For whoever stay with the childhood and the grown. You look to the past ages for the help and direction, but when alas you're growing still for the ever growing to perfection. I will miss her. I'll miss her more than life, and when I die, for this will be the loss for many sons. Inside only last you wait for the cry, till the day that we're together again for once more comes. Until that day for that I'll be alone. As day for the absence for the day begins and starts for the sure that you can find the cry with you. Mirrored pain so heavy in hearts. I'll smile when you smile too, for one day it don't seem quite as bad enough for the faint memories returning enough for the special love we have for only a second the sun returns again. I'll be with you in the sunshine with the memories that remain. My heart be yours with one truth and forever true as we share the thoughts and watch the stars above with you. Part of me and that's a part of you, but there's nothing enough deeper than you and your love. For it's necessary to reflect. Taking that day for the throwing into the wind for knows who cares and which way to fall or rise, and the folly for which ways to catch us in the hoping of dreams and where we surely die. Dreams of where we hunt us every day for the spirit of ghosts and where we thought we saw. For every heart for the heaven and hell shall make us fall for the ghost will prove and firmly. Harsh and raw enough to tell you the world for the matter and most of all things the passion in your heart for the revealing of the inner sanctum inside of your soul for the dismissing of half truths. Allow them not to start. I alone for the facing of the day of you. Give that very fullness of the soul. Stand beside you forever loving ways and walk beside you with the final peaceful goal. For then I will be for the evermore for the parting and never been fully made. Dreams that would never empty from your mind and a scene that would never even fade enough. For the beautiful sign, silence, the promise and the curse. The sleep for the quiet, for the breathing in the dark and assure me my life would always be well for the closeness of your body next to mine. For the softening of the skin, for the fragrance and the smell, for the not me. For the no light, for the no, your gracious are form for no need. For the no lamp, for the sea, for the very soul, for the life that shines and begin with you. How are you for the helping us grow? I see the beauty in your face. Even for the deepness of the night, no darkness can conceal your greater grace. Splendid for the aura and lighting up mine. Clock above us it says for the pulse and relentless today. Through climbing into bed and still awake enough for the briefly stirring or gently slipping away for this and not sleep for the nagging cough. It's feeling an unease and disquiet. Quiet enough for the night for the unable to escape into that dream that makes you leave the bed for the racking and scraping. Mean for the drown snare for the remedy for this is the only fluorescent light for the fumbling of what you can find the link that's inside of what you drink and the senses are alert now for the sudden you're feeling aware how quickly you can fade into or away from you. It's a wrenches yet again for the feeling intolerable unease. Strange enough for the sense of the foreboding into my soul for this is not be afraid for this is the home for the menacing of fictions and what you can find the mind for the taking of the hope for what you can find lurking into the dimness of the hall away outside of the you can find that for the light force of no hope for the enwrapping of the soul for the bright day for the darkest wrenching the body from next to yours a peace again for the hand of the calm breath for the touching of the sin skin for the embracing of the flawless and thighs. What can you dispute for the deepest of thought that lasts for all time for the greatness of truth forever be known for that I could be yours and one day you could be mine. Not until the end of time and time is till the end. Details. Pacing on the maybe it was the minor details. Maybe it was the minor details. Pacing on the high walk, we catch an evening sun, stepping into the footmarks which evaporate as crystal droplets for the green terrace that you build a bench. A sight for the receiving astonished. Sky blue, lake spread for the below, precipitation on the craggy hill, the eye sensed the eyes to turn it inward. Because the light was dimming under. Cleft for the climbing rock, for the defile, for the acid showers. Glacier waves are ebbing for you, seen now for the present. Pristine for the thinning, for the water, for the source. Monsters in the plane, for the spawn, for the fame, for the smoke, for the obscure, for the vision, for the spiking drive-through, for the into your mind, for the voice, for the profit, and then the falling, for the vacancy. Oh, you could be walking with me, the moist earth, grass, springs beneath your feet. Look down on the ground for the rock, grinding inspiration for the smooth, rough weather, for the shapes impressing, infinite for the forms of the beauty and patterning. Mineral for the constructs, the firelight for the fusing, elemental. Conjoined for the eternity of my science. My silence for the even though the stone gives tongues to see, know to feel. Gave my womb to a stone to love. Look at my hand, fern weaves in the wind. Green figure tapestry. Sprouts for the dark, for the bijou, like a thick rooted between a soil and a stone. But such a leaves and live in the breathing of pure air. In my silence for even though the stones give tongue to see to know, for the note to feel, for the gate, for the wound to the stone to love. But look through my thigh for the breast, for the brush, for the strut, the star for the breath, and the seamless and spear buds for the sting. Picking enough at the rose and the red, purple, the flowers and flocks glove. And continuously growing in the stage of the life, for the leaf to the art, in the silence of the even though the storm gives me to see to what I know to the feel, for the gate, my womb, a stone to love. Look where I stand to watch that water tumbling brown. Back down for the between the mossy boulder, for the rooting your core, linking it to the silver for the gleaming world. Now your way for the now stream, cascading into that truck with the outstretched stretch of the branches. My silence for the giving it the tongue to see to know to feel, to gave my womb to the stone and love sense. With the I wait for this is the seed for the raising of my head beyond the canopy of a star, for the deep and never ending night for the orb, or host in heaven for the jeweled and queen can heal for the her, for that she herself for the darkness rendered. My silence even the stone gives the tongue to see to know to feel, to gave my wound a stone love. There flows, there goes. Mine for the enduring, for only seer will share. You for the only going to a place where you can find that holy matrimony, for this Holy Spirit, that sweet light of nature with the dust-filled tongue. Your words hung in the air, traveling like a frequency in the center of the black hole of a sun. You can be your democracy of love, and the permission to reproduce your founding testimony. Maybe it was the minor details. Pacing on the high walk, we catch an evening sun, stepping into the footmarks which evaporate as crystal droplets for the green terraces you build a bench. A sight for the receiving astonished. Sky blue, lake spread for the below, precipitation on the craggy hill. The eye sensed the eyes to turn it inward, because the light was dimming under. Cleft for the climbing rock, for the defile, for the acid showers. Glacier waves are ebbing for you, seen now for the present. Pristine for the thinning, for the water, for the source. Monsters in the plane, for the spawn, for the fame, for the smoke, for the obscure, for the vision, for the spiking drive-through, from the into your mind, for the voice, for the profit, and then the falling, for the vacancy. Oh, you could be walking with me, the moist earth, grass, springs beneath your feet. Look down on the ground for the rock, grinding inspiration for the smooth, rough weather, and the shapes impressing, infinite for the forms of the beauty and patterning. Mineral from the constructs, the firelight for the fusing, elemental. Conjoined for the eternity of my science. My silence for the even though the stone gives tongues to see, know to feel. Gave my womb to a stone to love. Look at my hand, fern weaves in the wind. Green figure tapestry. Sprouts for the dark, for the bijou, like a thick rooted between a soil and a stone. But such a leaves and live in the breathing of pure air. In my silence for even though the stones give tongue to see to know, for the note to feel, for the gate, for the wound to the stone to love. But look through my thigh for the breath, for the brush, for the strut, the star for the breath, and the seamless and spear buds for the sting. Picking enough at the rose of the red, purple, the flowers and blocks glove. And continuously growing in the stage of life, for the leaf to the art, and the silence of the even though the storm gives me to see to what I know to the feel, for the gate, my wound, stone to love. Look where I stand to watch that water tumbling brown. Back down for the between the mossy boulder, for the rooting.
Out, I fell, I'm falling down, I'm falling down, I'm falling out the line without the line ended. To the space that was mine. So out, I fell, I'm falling down, I'm falling down, I'm falling out the line.
Finding inspiration for the smooth, rough weather, and the shapes impressing, infinite for the forms of the beauty and patterning. Mineral in the constructs, the firelight, the fusing elementary. Conjoined for the eternity of my science. My silence for the even though the stone gives tongues to see, know to feel. Gave my womb to a stone to love.